You know, as we gear up for Thanksgiving, a lot of the recipes we see, I feel like all of the recipes we see are filled with a lot of fat or a lot of sugar, but we can still do a lot here to eat well and live a healthy lifestyle, especially during the holidays. Joining me now, registered dietitian Michelle Babb. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us here. I feel like it's so hard to avoid the sugar-laden, the fat-laden foods, especially during the holidays.
That is true. Yeah, I think that's one of the times that we tend to fall into that pitfalls of, eating things that we don't normally eat, special treats, and kind of overdoing a lot of the time.
And it's just day after day after day. So let's talk a little bit about what we're making today. This is a spinach arugula salad with something called Sassy Punks.
Sassy Punks, yes, that's so much fun. So those are, what Sassy Punks are pumpkin seeds, and we're actually going to combine these. So we're using some of the pumpkin seeds combined with a little bit of olive oil. And pumpkin seeds are great because they actually have a lot of zinc in them, and zinc actually helps with production of a neurotransmitter in the brain called GABA, and so that's our kind of calming neurotransmitter.
You need that during the holidays.
That's right. This is a good one to serve to your high-string relatives that come to visit on Thanksgiving. So along with that, we've just kind of coated the pumpkin seeds with some of the olive oil there, and we're going to put in some curry powder that has lots of turmeric, which is very anti-inflammatory and gives it that nice rich flavor. So some curry powder. We're going to put in a little sweet paprika.
These herbs smell so delicious.
Okay. This is that nice smoky but sweet kind of flavor that lends. And then just a tiny, tiny bit. This is what gives it the sassy punch there. It's just a little bit of cayenne. Doesn't take very much of that. And a little bit of granulated garlic.
It smells so good. And I think it also goes to show you don't need a ton of salt or sugar to make things taste flavorful.
That's exactly right. So put a little bit of sea salt on this. A little bit. And then you're going to spread these out on a baking sheet and put them in the oven at 325 for about 10 to 12 minutes. And that's all it takes. They get nice and crispy. And then these are what we're going to put on the salad that we're making.
Let's talk about the salad here.
All right, so the salad we're using spinach and arugula. Arugula is that nice kind of peppery flavor, so it just kind of brings things to life. And I always think, on a traditional Thanksgiving plate, it's usually very beige. So
you're right, carby,
Exactly. So anytime I go to somebody's house for Thanksgiving or when I'm hosting, I always want to make sure that there's something green on the table. So this is a nice light salad, but it's really fun and it has lots and lots of nutrients in it. So we're using spinach and arugula together. So a little bit heavier on the spinach than the arugula. The arugula is a little bit on the peppery side.
Okay.
So about half as much arugula as the spinach. And then we're just throwing in some carrots.
So nice. I love that you're using the pre-made, the pre-mixed veggies. I mean, we're stressed out during the holidays. It's nice to keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. So that just keeps it nice and simple. And then we're going to throw in these pumpkin seeds.
And that would be after you bake them?
After you bake them.
Okay.
You could do them raw like this too, really.
That might be nice.
Yeah, either way works. But if you bake them, they actually just kind of gets those herbs really kind of cooked into the pumpkin seeds, so that's nice. And then as the dressing, again, really, really simple dressing. And all we're doing here is using some olive oil, so extra virgin olive oil, nice anti-inflammatory oil, really big in the Mediterranean diet. So I like to encourage people to keep using that a lot. And this is sherry vinegar, which has a really nice, yummy.
Oh, okay. A simple oil and vinegar,
That's it. And then a little bit of honey. So the honey gives it a little bit of sweetness. Nice. And the honey actually helps offset some of the flavor that you get from the peppery flavor.
Okay.
Just getting a little oil in there to get it all in. So mixing all of that in. And that's what you're dressing it with. So it just kind of emulsifies. Dress it with that.
I love the way you do it too, because a little bit of dressing gets on every piece instead of having big globs at the top.
Right, and then if you toss it together, everything gets coated, and then you don't overdo so much on the dressing. Then I wanted to just show a really fun tip that a lot of people love pomegranate.
Love pomegranate.
But it's kind of hard to get the seeds out, right?
It's a total disaster.
That is the struggle. So stand back. This is a little messy.
Okay.
But a really fun way to get the seeds out, the pomegranate, without having to painstakingly pick one at a time out, is to take a heavy wooden spoon. I'm actually improvising with a paintbrush, but anything that has a heavy wood handle, and you just hit the side of it, and the pomegranate seeds just fly out. Pomegranates have a lot of antioxidants and vitamin C, so really good for the immune system, which is important this time of year. But they're just really fun to have in a salad, really brightens it up and gives it almost a little citrusy taste.
You know, you talk so much about anti-inflammatory eating, and you also have a book that sort of incorporates all that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so my latest book is called Anti-Inflammatory Eating for a Happy, Healthy Brain. And inflammation is one of the common threads that weaves through a lot of different disease states, but now we're starting to recognize that inflammation is also common for people who suffer from depression, anxiety, cognitive decline.
Oh, wow.
So really important to help protect the brain with this way of eating, which is kind of a Mediterranean-style diet at its foundation.
If people want to start with an anti-inflammatory diet and maybe just sort of dip their toe into the water, so to speak, what are some easy anti-inflammatory foods they can incorporate today?
First and foremost, I would say more fish. So I describe it as kind of a pescatarian-style diet, where fish is the primary source of animal protein. You get lots of good omega-3s from that. But then the foundation really is a lot of vegetables, plant-based foods. So colorful vegetables, lots of greens, squash this time of year is great, and berries. So all of those things that give you antioxidant brain protection, but also cool down the inflammation in your body. Kale is one of the #1 greens that help do that.
So popular right now, too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And then nuts and seeds, we use the pumpkin seeds here, but using a combination of different nuts and seeds, that's also a common element of the Mediterranean diet that is really protective for brain health.
And there you go. And it will be nice to bring a little bit of green to the beige Thanksgiving Day table. Michelle, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And you can get the recipe. It's part of the book as well. If you want more information, the website is eatplaybe.com. Back to you.